Hey guys, what's up? This is White Boy for the win, and today I have another Pokemon X1 moveset video for you guys today. And as you can tell from your screen, we are making a Torterra moveset. Now, I've always wanted to use a Torterra, but I couldn't really figure out what kind of set I wanted to run. And recently I was looking through my videos and I saw that a lot of you, and I mean a lot of you guys, really enjoy my Rock Polish Weakness Policy steelix moveset that I made probably around a month ago. And I've been getting a lot of good feedback from people saying that, yo, this set actually works. I used it and I swept the team with it before, and that just made me very happy. And if you're not catching on from what kind of set I'm actually making for this Torterra, we are making a Rock Polish Torterra moveset, okay? Now, I totally forgot that Torterra does get access to Rock Polish, because probably around a couple hours ago, I was looking through Torterra's moves and I saw this thing gets access to Rock Polish, and I was like, yo, I totally forgot this thing does get access to Rock Polish. And the first time I actually saw a Rock Polish Torterra was probably when the first Black and White came out and Wi-Fi battles were starting to become more popular. And I came across someone I was battling that had a Rock Polish Torterra, and I was like, yo, this thing is like the coolest set I came across. And I wanted to make one because, considering that I didn't know how to IV breed and I did have access to Pokegem at the time, but I totally forgot to make one, and I kind of got screwed over because I wanted to use one and I didn't make one. So it was kind of like a win-lose situation. But a couple of weeks ago, I was watching one of my favorite PokeTubers, the Shady Penguin, and he was doing a Road to Rank episode that he was using mono grass starters, and Torterra was obviously one of them. And I believe that that Torterra he was using was a Rock Polish set, and I was like, I totally forgot about this. So I wanted to make one and I forgot again, and with that, here's the set. So like I said, this is going to be a Rock Polish Torterra set. So I do have Torterra pulled up on Cerebi, considering that I'm kind of going in blind with its moves, considering, like I said, I really never used a Torterra before, so I don't know what kind of moves to actually run on it. So once we get to the moves, we'll come back to Cerebi because we are going to need it. So anyways, the first thing I want to work on is in its ability, and the ability I'm going to give it is Shell Armor. Now, the reason why I'm giving this thing Shell Armor is because that Torterra doesn't have the best defenses out there, and if you don't know what Shell Armor does, basically you do not get hit with a critical hit. So if a move that has like a high critical ratio, you won't get critted, like from Night Slash or from like Storm Throw that has 100% critical ratio, so you won't be able to get critted by that. So Shell Armor, in my opinion, is better just because that if Torterra does get critted, then you're kind of screwed. So Shell Armor is like your best ability for it. Okay, so next is the item, and the item I'm giving it is Focus Sash. Now, the reason why I'm giving this thing Focus Sash is because Torterra does not get access to Sturdy for its hidden ability, sadly, and I want this thing to actually be relevant in battles, so I want to get at least one Rock Polish off and start using this thing. And considering, like I said, Torterra does not have the best defenses out there, Focus Sash is like your best bet, just so that I can activate, or should I say, use one Rock Polish and start wrecking house, basically. So, Focus Sash, one Rock Polish off, you're pretty much golden. So that's the reason why I have Focus Sash. Now, if this thing did get access to Sturdy, I would have had a Weakness Policy on this thing. So, that's kind of like the downside. You won't be able to get like an attacking boost, but whatever works, works. So next we're going to go over to its stats. Now, before we get to its stats, I want to work on its nature. Now, the nature I'm giving it is Adamant. Now, with most of my Rock Polish moveset videos that I made, I gave all the Pokemon Jolly Nature or Timid Nature, depending on like what kind of attacker you want, whether you're physical and or special, and most of the time it's physical. So I gave most of those Pokemon Jolly Nature, considering that they're very slow at like base 40, base 30, and as you can tell from Torterra, its speed is at base 56, which is actually not half bad. So what I wanted to do is that I wanted to actually have Torterra's physical attack be as high as possible, considering that if I gave this thing a Jolly Nature, there is no way that Torterra can probably one-hit KO a lot of stuff that you can actually do with like some of its moves. So what like I said, I wanted to do is I wanted to max out its attack. So what we're going to do is max out its attack, like I said, to be at a stat of 348, to where there's nothing going to be lowering its physical attack whatsoever, because I want this thing to be like very, I want to say powerful, but I don't think that's the right word. but you kind of know what I'm kind of going with, is that I want this thing to be as like powerful as possible. So Adamant Nature with max attack is like your best bet. Next, I want to give this thing 200 in speed. Now the reason why I gave this thing Adamant Nature, I don't really think I explained it all that well, is because like all the rock type Pokemon I use for like rock polish does have like a base 40 speed or like 30 speed, or maybe even lower than that, or probably somewhere around in the middle. And Torterra speed is at base 56, which will outspeed with 1 rock polish. So you're kind of already good with just at 200 EV spread to its speed with 1 rock polish. Your speed is going to be through the roof. Now I'm going to do the math for you, because rock polish doubles your speed with just 1 rock polish basically. So we're going to times 198 times 2, which I'm going to do the math for you. So 198 times 2, and your speed stat is going to be at 396, which I think that it will outspeed a Greninja with just 1 rock polish. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think you will be able to outspeed a Greninja and a Noivern, because I know Noivern has a base stat of like 120ish, somewhere around there, and it's like base stat 4 is like 377, 378, somewhere around there. So with 1 rock polish off from a Torterra, with the Adamant Nature, with only 200 EV spread into its speed, you probably will be able to outspeed a Greninja. I'm not sure about a Talonflame, considering it does have Gale Wing, so if you're going to want to outspeed a Greninja or a Talonflame, you're probably going to have to get to +6 for Torterra. Okay, so 396 for its speed stat once you get a rock polish off. It's actually not that half bad. So 200 is perfect for me. Okay, so the last bit of EV spread I wanted to give it is into its physical defense, because it has a base 105 physical defense, so I wanted to give at least some EV spread into it. So 56 actually ain't half bad. Okay, so last but not least is its moves, but before we get to that, I'm just giving you guys a quick second to look at its stats. Okay, so like I said, this is going to be a rock polish set, so the one move we are going to have on it is rock polish. Okay, so now this is where we're going to go to Cerebi, because I don't know what kind of moves I want to run on it. I do have an idea what I do want to have on it, but let's just look. So what I usually do when I want to make a Pokemon is look at the egg moves first, because if I know I'm going to have to breed for this thing, so if I'm going to breed like for instance a Turtwig, I want to have this thing have egg moves, or good egg moves I'm going to actually have on my Torterra. And I already see one, and that is Seed Bomb. So we're actually going to be running a couple stab moves, which is Seed Bomb, okay, and Earthquake. It's because Torterra is part grass and part ground, and Seed Bomb and Earthquake is stab, with grass being Seed Bomb and Earthquake being ground type. So you're pretty much good for coverage moves. Now there's one more move that we can have for either coverage or stab. So what we're going to have is a coverage move, and I was thinking about running Superpower, but I don't think it's going to work really well with a rock polish set, considering that once you get a rock polish off, use Superpower, and then you have to switch back out, get your attack back to normal, switch back in, use rock polish, hoping that you did not get attacked from someone to actually break your sash. So that kind of sucks with Superpower, so I wouldn't recommend using it. But you can if you want, but I'm just saying it's not the best move to actually use for a rock polish Torterra set, so I'm not going to put that on there. But if I am going to breed a Turtwig, I will put Superpower on it for one of its egg moves, but I'm not going to keep it. Okay, so let's look at its moves. So, ooh, this thing gets access to Crunch. So I am actually thinking about going with Crunch, just because I come across a lot of Ghost types and a lot of Psychic types, and Crunch will be able to help me out a lot. And since this thing does get access to Rock Polish, I assume this thing does get access to Stone Edge and Rock Slide, which it does. So I'm kind of leaning towards more of Rock Slide than Stone Edge, considering that I don't want to like miss a Stone Edge, and I kind of want to go with Rock Slide just because that I can possibly flinch my opponent. So from what I'm seeing, I'm most likely going to go with Rock Slide, considering that Torterra's weaknesses are probably the most common types to use, like Fire types, Flying types, Ice types, and etc. So Rock Slide is probably your best last move for Torterra, so we're going to go with Rock Slide. Now you can go with Rock Slide and or Crunch, but for this, I'm actually going to go with Rock Slide instead of Stone Edge or Crunch. So anyways, there is the Torterra moveset. If you guys enjoyed this moveset video, then don't forget to leave me a like. And also don't forget to comment and subscribe. Now, I don't know what kind of moveset I'm going to be making next. I might be making like all the Pokemon that does get access to like Rock Polish, considering you guys really enjoy those videos that I made for Rock Polish Pokemon. So that may be a possibility. So Sudowoodo might be coming next for another moveset video. So just depends. But with that said, like I said, thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed this moveset video, or should I say Torterra moveset video, then don't forget to leave me a like. And also don't forget to comment and subscribe. Tell me what you guys think. And if you use this set, tell me how well it does. If I need to change anything, let me know. And also, if you guys want to see a set for a certain Pokemon you want to use, then leave it in the comment section down below. I might actually end up making that set, considering that I'm breeding right now for a VGC team. So if you guys want to see me do a set on a certain Pokemon, then don't be afraid to actually tell me what kind of set you would like me to actually make. So with that, like I said, thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed this moveset video, don't forget to leave me a like, comment, and subscribe. I'm White Boy for the win, and I'll catch you guys later.